Hey, anybody ready to get married? You may want to wait for a second until you see this video. Alright, and we're back. This is Black Irish back at the Man Cave. Good to see all you guys back. I had to pull up this video. It's maybe a little bit long, but it's like a three-parter. This lovely young lady who she's pretty popular on TikTok. I'm going to leave the description in the description box for you, so you can look it up for yourself. But she's going to tell a nice little story, and you're going to start seeing where things start to go way down.
I have a little story time to share after this brief clip for context.
If your husband is a good guy, but you're ready for divorce, you're not a bad person. So don't let guilt get the best of you.
Right.
Yeah, let that sink in. If you're ready for divorce and all that, you're not the bad person. Oh my God. Where's accountability? I know it's here. Oh no, it's not here. Sorry.
I had this friend some years back. She was my best friend in the whole wide world. We hung out constantly. I enjoyed her company. Highly intelligent woman, quite attractive, married. Husband is very attractive, very successful. Not only did he provide for his family, she didn't work, but he cooked, he cleaned, he took care of the kids. He was emotionally open and available every time I'd come over and hang out with him.
Okay, so I already know that I see the problem. Like, when you ever hear I'm not saying her, but when you ever hear a woman talk about all the things that a man does great, they're looking for the negative stuff and they just don't find it, so they're going to be like, he's just too perfect. It's nice to know this, but I mean, I know, I'm jumping the gun. God, I hate those nice guys. So evil.
Both of them, he was so talkative and emotive and empathetic. I thought, wow, they're the perfect couple in my opinion. Two beautiful teenage children, perfect life. I used to drop things off at her house. She would tell me, oh, can you drop this off? And I would go over and he would be in the house cleaning. I mean, Ajax and Pine Sol and Windex and mops out. And he would ask me, Demi, how does everything look? Do you think she'll be happy?
He's a pushover. Maybe he's a high value pushover, but he's a pushover. He's a Russell Wilson. Probably good looking. I think she said he's good looking. Probably got a lot of money, but he's kind of a weak man. And I guarantee you, him being weak and doing everything that this woman wanted is going to be a problem.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
Is this up to a woman's standards of cleanliness? He said, I just love her so much. And I would say, wow, you're really incredible. Of course she's going to be happy. You didn't.
Oh, why you do him wrong? You know you lying to him. You're lying.
Amazing job. You always do an amazing job. The relationship with my friend, something started changing in her. She started talking to me about depression, and she's overweight, and she didn't like it. And it never bothered her husband. I mean, he adored her no matter what.
Word of advice, gentlemen. If your woman is depressed because she's fat, make sure she is depressed more so because she's fat. I'm just joking. But yeah, encourage her to lose the weight. Nobody wants a hippo. I mean, if you married her as a hippo, that's different. But if she starts gaining it, you got to be on top of that. Because one of two things are going to happen. She's going to find some reason to get mad at you because she got fat and start getting lazy, or you're going to start resenting her and you're going to start looking for other women who aren't fat. So, I would say make sure she keeps that looking real neat.
But she started complaining about her weight and this depression and saying that she needs to go to therapy, which she did. She
Good.
found a therapist and
Good.
started.
Good. You should go to therapy. You should work your mess out. Whatever's going on, go to a professional. Not a lot of people really do that. A lot of people just lacking in that department.
Going. But after she started going to therapy, I noticed there was a dramatic change in her. She started complaining after these sessions. She would begin complaining more and more about her husband and how he's making her miserable. And I would say to her, what do you mean? This is all of a sudden new for you since you started seeing this new therapist.
Yeah.
So I started inquiring about the therapist. You know, what are her beliefs? And she said, oh, she's very feminist.
And there you go. We may not even have to see part 2 and 3. We know the problem. The problem was her. The second problem was your feminist friend. Hate to break it to you, especially modern day feminism isn't good for nobody. All it does is destroy homes and lie as if equality is on the table. It's never been on the table. You know what else is on the table? A cooked meal. Because feminists see it as slavery. Let's get to part 2. Because freaking effenisms.
And then within a couple of months, you know, my friend began spiraling. Things got weirder and weirder for her. She was complaining more and more about her husband, how he's making her miserable.
Mind you, he's making her miserable by doing everything that he normally would. Well, let me phrase that. Going above and beyond doing his job and her job. And she sits at home and does nothing. So I got to keep them busy, get them doing something. You got to, like, if you have a girlfriend and she's coming to your house, have her go to the store for you and grab something. Like, bring some toilet paper. Sweetie, I'm out of toilet paper. Can you bring some toilet paper when you come over? Okay, sure. Hey, honey, can you like get some like Gatorade for me? I feel parched. Have her bring some Gatorade. Have her do that enough times where it becomes the norm to be giving her, for her to becoming bearing. I'm not saying, I don't want to say bearing gifts, but what I'm saying is for her to do something for more than just her occupying the space in your house, your apartment, or whatever. Have her bring something over. I think she's just been too damn comfortable sitting around doing absolutely nothing. Her mind's been running around, probably been listening to her mentally challenged friends and getting all these stupid ideas. Because unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, most women are followers and they follow whatever the trend tells them to, no matter how bad it will screw them up.
How he's keeping her fat, how he is to blame for her depression. And no matter what I would say to her, I would always like reach some kind of dead end. She would come at me with something else. And then she started talking about divorce, that she'll be happy and her depression will lift and she'll finally be able to lose the weight once she gets rid of her husband. And I was trying so hard to talk to this woman and she would get angry with me. And I said to her,
oh, because her mind is already made up, or the feminist made her mind and it's already up.
The age of men is over. The time of the woman has come.
She does not want to hear any story. She doesn't want to hear any excuses. She doesn't want to hear jack squat. She knows what she wants. And she knows what the feminist wants from her, and that is to leave her man. This is why you need to never listen to other people's advice when it sounds negative. A smart person is, if you're in an abusive relationship, absolutely, you should get out. But then again, most of those people don't, not everyone, because some people are just broken, don't know how to get up on their own 2 feet. But sometimes they'll stay in a bad relationship because that's all they know and they're addicted to it. And that's when I say, screw you, you're an idiot.
One day, I don't want to say her name, but I said, hey, what is it that he does that is so bad? Please just put it into words for me. Tell me, what does he do that is so bad? And she couldn't think of anything. And she sat there for a couple of minutes pondering. And then she came up with, he leaves apple cores on the nightstand. That was all she had. Apple cores on the nightstand. Because he would eat an apple before falling asleep.
All right, and I'm going to tell you right now, that's stupid. We know that's not what it is. When a person cannot come up with in fact, if a woman cannot come up with a reasonable excuse for why she's mad, and she finds the most dumbest thing, the garbage can wasn't pushed down hard enough. The dog is missing one of the hair. Our son's haircut was cut slightly uneven by the barber. You're finding stupid reasons to get mad. Because you don't have a reason, but you're looking for a way out. Kind of like if you're starting an argument, just so you can leave the house and not be around that person, which usually means that the person is trying to F somebody else. So you make up the most dumbest argument, and it's very difficult to do that with someone that doesn't argue, that doesn't scream back, and doesn't give you a reason. So you have to find some reason to leave the house. I'm thinking she probably has somebody else that she's attracted to. Or if she's not getting her back blown out, she's falling into the effinism trap, where she put all those little ideas. She's like Charlotte's Web, just hanging around with her purple hair behind your ear, and she's just sitting there whispering sweet nothings because all that comes out of a modern feminism mouth is nothing, and she's going deaf in his ear because she keeps screaming for some reason. Charlotte keeps screaming in your ear like, I just need to know how to fix my husband. She just keeps screaming for some reason. And somehow all you hear the words is divorce and he's a bad man, apple cores and whatever. But what I'm trying to say is you have to vet the people that you go to. If they say things that just sound like everything you're saying is right and it's going well, you may want to just fix that and maybe go to another counselor. Because there's no way in hell you did everything right and he did everything wrong. Not everyone's here to help you. And it just sounds like that woman whose main clients were black men, but then she goes off insulting black men, and then now she has a following of other morons just like her, and she says some of the off-the-wall things. Mind you, she lost her job as a psychiatrist, and then now she goes on TikTok saying some heinous stuff. And of course, she's got like thousands of followers because they're all mentally challenged just like she is. I almost said retarded. All right, let's get to the conclusion to this train wreck.
So he was making her depressed for whatever reason. He was keeping her overweight for whatever reason. And he would leave apple cores on the nightstand. I tried to implore to her, no, this is no reason. This is no reason. And she started amping up her therapy visits from like once a week to twice a week. And things just got worse and worse till one day she told me, we're getting divorced.
I'm going to tell you right now, the feminism bug was too strong. It was too good. It was telling her everything because it's funny. You can follow evil faster and harder and easier than you can following good. It don't take much to push you into the light. And she's experiencing that. Not abusive, not racist, none of that stuff, not sexist, forced himself on you, none of these things. But of course, if people were, I guarantee you, if people were to go to you and say, this is stupid, there's no reason to get a divorce from him, then she'll come up, well, he tried to grape me or something, because that's what they like to do, is like when they have no argument, they always go to the fail safe. I mean, I feel sorry for this guy, but it sucks that this woman got married and then wants to blame him for getting fat because she's too lazy just to say, I'm not hungry. And then you get into depression because you have no idea how to handle your mental health.
This man was devastated.
I bet.
Devastated. He lost his kids.
Yep.
He, of course, had to go through paying all the different supports. My friendship with her dissolved. One day we were having brunch and I was expressing what I felt about this, and she threw a glass of water at me. And I thought, okay, it's over. And we ended our friendship, and from what I've heard, she went down a spiral. She went through a rampage of sexual activity. Did she lose the weight? No. Is she still depressed?
Dun, 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 dun. Modern day feminism will not help you. So ladies, when you want to call me a misogynist and all whatever hateful words you can think of, just remind yourself this. When men stop trying to marry you, this is the reason why. I don't want to hear, oh, well, it's just this one video. No, there's multiple videos of women who are glorifying getting divorced. Won't explain why. Because they get to hide behind no-fault divorce. But you guys are going to start freaking out, especially if the Republicans pull that and make you more responsible. See, right now, you're like kids in a candy store. You're irresponsible. You can get married knowing that it will not cost you a darn thing. No argument is going to come to me where you're going to tell me what a woman can lose more than a man does. It's not that women don't lose anything. Men lose a whole lot more. I'd rather have my money than to keep you. If you're going to like, well, I don't feel like I want to be married anymore. Well, go F yourself then. Go someplace else. So this poor man lost his kids. I'm glad I'm glad she's in depression. I'm glad. I'm really happy for her. Because you're stupid. You're a grown-ass woman. And you made up every excuse in the book to blame him. So now he lost his kids and has to pay for all your BS. This is the reason why men don't want to get married anymore. And you shame men for going overseas. You shame men for not wanting to deal with women, period. You shame men for not giving you attention. You shame men for everything you can think of while playing victim, because society will always make you the victim no matter how monstrous you are. Come on, look at how when a man assaults a child and when a woman assaults a child, it is handled completely differently. How? Just look at the comments. One's more aggressive, one is kind of passively aggressive. Tell me I'm lying. Even the laws handle them differently. So y'all better hope that they don't pass that law that takes away no-fault divorce, because you're going to be screwed. And I'm damn sure voting on behalf of that. I second that one. Because you know what? We need to start taking marriages serious again. They started giving marriages to children because they know that you can't handle it. So they made it as easy as possible for you to leave and not take it seriously. It's a contract, and it only benefits one person in the end. Well, that's it for today. Like, share, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I kind of went on a little rant, but you know what? It had to be done. Trying out some new lights. Trying to get a little patriotic. So anyway, have a good night, everyone. And the Man Cave is always open. We out.